fresh. She's on one tonight.
Blog Talk
you know it.
Boom, boom, boom.
USR.
We're saying what we want, give it to you non-stop. Any place, anytime, not afraid to speak our mind. That's just the way we roll, we're never gonna go. Unstoppable, original, unscripted radio.
Woo! We're taking what we want. Unstoppable, original, unscripted radio. Oh, sorry.
I'm impressed you know the lyrics.
I know. I've got a pretty good memory. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Feels kind of like a Monday because we all had such a long weekend. We've got an amazing show for you guys tonight. I am officially the luckiest woman in the world. I've got not one, but two handsome men on the show with me. It's just me and the boys. Mr. Jeffrey Emmett is here. Jeffrey, how are you, my love?
I'm shitting bricks. I'm just so excited I could spit.
And oh my goodness, our official, I think you are the official unscripted radio crush of all three hosts. We all love you too much that we can't even stand it. Mr. Michael Fishman is on the line tonight. Michael, Fishy, how are you?
I'm good. And how are both of you?
We're great. We're so excited you're here. It's like we have been feeling withdrawals ever since we met you in L.A., and we haven't had you on the show since then. It's been hurting our hearts, but now we're complete.
Perfect.
He's speechless. He's like, these people are crazy.
Nah, it's
Michael,
perfect.
we're crazy. It's perfect.
We had such a good time in L.A.
I know. I wish we had a little more time. You came right on the day that was the crazy of the crazy. We had the crew walking out. We had all kinds of stuff going on.
There was that. Oh, gosh. There was a lot going on that night, eh?
Yeah.
It was
I
walked in
the
at the right
midst
time.
of everything. I know, right? I know, and you were so calm and so don't worry, guys. Things will be better. We knew right then. We were he's family. He makes us feel good, all warm and fuzzy inside, even the midst of drama. So how was your weekend? Everyone, it was a long weekend, Labor Day. Did anybody do anything fabuloso?
I went to a lot of kids' birthday parties.
Oh!
That sounds like some kind of strange torture, and I have kids. So I know.
Right. I had to go shop for okay. So I've never realized how busy September was for me. So I had a birthday. Yesterday was the girl you said 94, Mimi's birthday. Happy birthday, Mimi! It was my friend's child's first birthday yesterday. Oren, happy birthday! And then today was the ex-husband of the girl you said 94, Tim's birthday. Tomorrow is my mother's birthday and somebody else's birthday, and I can't remember, and I feel horrible. And then Saturday is Reese's birthday, my big-breasted friend, Missy's baby. His birthday is Saturday. And then, the parents, that are kids in daycare's birthdays this month, Joe's sister's birthday, but we don't care about her.
Right.
It's just non-stop.
My birthday this month, I'm having my quinceañera.
That way.
I'm going to have a crown, and I'm going to have a quinceañera since I didn't have one when I was 15.
Oh, that's right. Your birthday is coming up.
Yeah. It's a national holiday. Hello, people.
Everybody has to wear yellow.
No.
I want everybody to get your pictures with your yellow clothes and tag them on our Facebook page, and I will share them all over. Hold up a sign that says Happy Birthday, Aisha. We'll get it going.
Her birthday's some other time. My birthday here and Ashley's birthday is this month. So, Fishy, he went to all these kid birthday parties. What did you do? Tell me your weekend was much more eventful than piñatas and snot noses.
Well, I worked most of the weekend. I was doing some manual labor, paying some bills, and then I went to my kids' head tournaments this weekend. That's what happens when you make the mistake of getting your kids interested in like sports and activities. They take over every weekend gets taken over, especially every holiday weekend.
Oh.
Like, no, it's a holiday weekend. I got 3 days off.
Right, and then you have like 30 games. Like, what sports do they play?
Both my kids play soccer, and then my son plays baseball. My daughter plays softball. I mean, they play everything.
Wow.
One does gymnastics. One does, literally all the money that I make goes to entertaining my children and letting them do activities that I probably should have said no.
Yeah, see, that's your problem.
That stuff is not cheap. That stuff is not cheap. Like, you're right. Like, it takes over your whole life.
Kids ain't never too young for a paper route, baby. You just get them hooked up, get them on a bicycle with a basket, and have them start delivering some papers.
Right.
Well, see, you're like me because I'm old school. Because I'm not buying new equipment. You want new equipment, you buy it. You go earn some money and buy it. See, but I got the best excuse because my kids go, well, what do you want us to do? I'm like, hey, when I was your age, I had a job.
Oh, yeah, you did. Not just any job. It was on a TV show.
I'm like, I work every day, went to school. You can work it out.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
I guess your kids can never be like, oh, I'm too busy, Dad. I can't have a job. Yeah, no, kids. I did it all.
Yeah, I'm like, tell that somewhere else because I'm not buying that.
Right. Oh, my goodness. That's funny. Yeah, that's true. You can totally throw that in their face. I love it.
I'm like, if you lose a piece of gear from there on out, you're buying your own gear. That's just how it works.
Right. You get one from me, and that's it.
Hey, I'll get you a nice one, but once you lose that, you buy whatever comes next, or talk to Grandma and Grandpa, talk to somebody.
Right. Oh, love it. I love it. Yeah, so those of you who don't know who Michael Fishman is, okay, Michael Fishman played DJ on the Roseanne Show. So he not only had a job, he had like one of the most coveted jobs in Hollywood. So he's got a point. His kids can't complain. He works every day.
My favorite is how he always says that people will recognize him and they'll be like, hey, you're the kid, and they do this obscene hand gesture to him, which is
not obscene. You're making it sound too like casual and like formal. It's not just obscene. I have people jacking off in midair.
That is hilarious.
They come up to me and they go, hey, you're that guy. And I'm like, what guy? You know, from that show. You know that one show? And I'm like, okay. And you kind of wait to see what they're going to say. And then all of a sudden they go, like, that show. And they start making masturbation hand gestures in the air. And then I'm standing in a public place with some guy making hand gestures. And my kids look at me and go, what is he doing, Dad? And I go, never mind.
Yeah, nothing. He's exercising. He's exercising, honey.
I'm like,
Daddy, why is that
really
guy?
hard to remember.
Why is he doing that to you? Oh, man, I would not want to have to explain that to my children.
Oh, man.
And then you look at him and you just go, well, and then I have to say, yeah, I'm that guy, which is really awkward.
Yeah. Have your kids watched you on TV? Like, do they get it that you were famous, that you are famous?
Well, they like the show. My kids have a really warped sense of fame. Jeff and I talked about this when he was in L.A., and I said my kids kind of have a warped sense because they see Roseanne as like a second grandmother kind of person.
Right.
And so, like, when she's on the radio, like, she had stand-up going in Vegas, and she would be on the radio talking to people about, come down to Vegas, come see our show, and my kids would be in the car, and they look at me, they're like, Roseanne's on the radio, Dad. I'm like, yeah. Well, maybe we should go to Vegas and see her show. I'm like, no. Her show's not for you. No big deal. We'll see her when she comes back.
Right. Her show is definitely for mature audiences only. That is funny.
And so, their perception of it is skewed because, like, I look at what we do as it's a job and it's something I take great pride in, and it's a great job when you're getting paid. It's fantastic. But it's work, and, it doesn't completely define you. And so for my kids, they just look at it that way.
Right. Jeffrey got a taste of that work. He didn't realize how much work it was in order to do a TV show, and here he came to L.A. thinking we were going to just hang out and pop bottles, and then he was like, we really have to work? It was so much work.
Didn't realize how much hurry up and waiting we were going to do.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't prepared for that. Now I get why actors have trailers. And next time, I'm demanding a fucking trailer, okay? Like, y'all can fucking hang out in the living room and do what you do, but bitches, I want a fucking trailer. I expect nice vodka,
look at it.
some lemonade, iced tea, hydrangeas.
Hollywood.
You can have my trailer. You can have my trailer. I never spend any damn time in that thing.
I know. He's already Hollywood, Michael. Like, what are we going to do with Jeff? He's Hollywood.
I don't know.
High maintenance, what?
Yeah.
A little bit. I will be the one seeking at whatever available bed or couch is nearby and trying to take a nap. Because the one thing I realize is you fuckers don't sleep. And it's kind of a problem for me. I don't sleep a lot because I toss and turn all night, but I'm still in bed. And I don't like to get out of bed. Like, I sleep the best in the morning. So all night long, it sucks. But usually, like, between 6 a.m. and, like, 10 a.m. is where I can actually get some good sleep. So
and I gave you, 6 a.m. call times.
Yeah, which is fine. You know, I mean, you get used to it. You know, which isn't anything I don't have to do for my job. But it's just, you know, like, I didn't expect to, like, hurry up, get up at 6 a.m. And I'm not like you guys. I don't have to get 3 hours of hair put in. Or, you know, the eyelashes and all that stuff. So I'm like, why the fuck am I awake? Like, why am I here? Like, what the fuck? I could be sleeping. Y'all bitch.
You volunteered to make breakfast. That's why. Jeffrey is crazy, Michael. Let me tell you. I told him, I was like, we need to get someone to do catering. We need to get somebody to do catering. He's like, no, bitch. I did catering for my wedding. I can handle this. And, of course, like, he has this major, like, we have this major schedule of, okay, we got to do this, that. We have only 12 hours to do it. And, of course, it's, like, longer, like, the longest list, like, impossible list to do. And he's like, I was like, Jeffrey, you going to make lunch? Jeffrey, you going to make breakfast?
And then I
realized.
I love that he's bitching about getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, you're bitching about getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, but you were on East Coast time. That's like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, you had a curve. You had, like, the curve.
Yeah,
you had the built-in.
But here's the problem.
Like,
we weren't going to bed till, like, 4 a.m. East Coast time.
Whose fault was that, mister? I stayed up all night watching Melrose.
Okay,
one night might have been my fault.
Right, exactly.
But the night she's talking about, I tied one on, and then I didn't go to bed because I couldn't sleep. I didn't sleep very well the whole time we were there, even when I could sleep. But I stayed up for like 2 hours watching Melrose Place till like, I don't know, like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't even remember till like halfway through the next day because I was like, why the hell am I so tired? And then I, like, got it on my phone. I'm like, oh, oops. But it was really good. It was when Billy was with Brooke and she, like, died in the pool. Like, it was great.
God. Yeah, but that's like a rerun. Like, that's something you've seen 1,000 times. Like, I would rather see the back of my eyelids than see something like a rerun
it's only
of the
like
show.
the 5th time I've watched the show and it's tired.
Only. Yeah, so this is the thing. Like, I have this one staying up watching TV, and then I've got the other one, Miss Katrina Johnson, like, trying to go out, trying to hang out, and I'm like, and then they're both complaining the next morning, and I'm like, what? I had 6 hours sleep. I had 7 hours sleep. Why didn't you? So it was
I couldn't sleep because I really felt that there was bed bugs in that house. I mean, there wasn't, but it really tweaked me out because we got there, and I'm the crazy type of bitch that I ripped the sheets off the bed, and I was checking the mattress. You know, I just got to be cautious. It's California. Things happen. I don't know what the hell's going on. And the mattress was, like, locked in one of those, like, plastic bag things that you put on a mattress when you have bed bugs. So I was correct.
Oh, my goodness.
You put a bag on it when you know nobody's going to sleep on it for a while. The bed bug outbreak was back east.
I don't care. I couldn't handle it. I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to get bed bugs. There's going to be roaches, and there's possums, and bed bugs. Oh!
It was like dealing with a crazy person, Michael. Like, you just don't even know. Jeffrey was creating things in his mind.
I was wound so tight. It's probably because I took 5 sleeping pills on the way to Vegas, then had to drive. Like, I was so out of it. I was drunk every day. My liver is still recovering.
Sleeping pills are good for driving.
This is the thing. Like, they would start drinking in the morning, and Jeffrey was like, I have to drink because I'm so nervous when the camera's on. It makes me forget about it. So midday, he's feeling great. Evening, like, they'd be like, can you take us sightseeing? And I'm like, take yourself sightseeing. And they were like, we're too drunk to drive. I'm like, oh, my God. I was like, you're on your own, homie. You should have thought about that earlier. I'm tired.
Like, I am not getting a DWI in another state across the country when I don't know where the hell I'm going. Like, that's all. Like, and that was nuts. Like, I'm telling you right now, I don't know how the hell you bitches do it. I could never live in L.A. I hate the traffic. It sucks.
You get used to it after a few decades.
Yeah,
I'm crazy. Like, I'm nuts. I fit in. Like, I drove like a bat out of hell just like the rest of them.
My thought is this. When we sell the show to Sirius, what are you going to do? Because you're going to have to relocate, homeboy.
Oh, no. See, what's about to happen is I'm going to take a pay cut so they can build me a studio in my attic.
You never announce that you're willing to take a pay cut. Let me just say that first and foremost.
Oh, no. If they give me what I want, I will do whatever I got to do.
We'll take his share.
This bitch.
He can take a pay cut all he wants and live in Auburn. I'm taking his share.
Man, if you're giving away
Michael,
shares.
Right, exactly. I'll give you his share, Michael.
Otherwise, we're going to have a problem. You know, because I don't work on Fridays. So we have to pre-tape Friday shows.
See?
So,
already a diva. How are we ever going to make it?
Look I think we'll make it, but I'm just saying, like, we have to go in there and tell them what we want. Like, I'm not going to, no. Like, Rosie had a great idea. She did it for The View and the talk shows. Like, they tape 4 days a week.
She's Rosie O'Donnell. You are Jeffrey Emmett. There is like A and Z, and you're not even in the equation, homeboy. They're going to be like, look, fool, we need you to work 7 days a week, and you ain't getting no breaks, and we're going to pay you $19.95. What about it? What are you going to do?
Girl, I'm sorry. That's like, you know, getting my hair all tangled up in a certain helmet. I just don't know if I could do it.
Exactly. You got to talk to Michael. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. Like, you got to talk some sense into the diva.
He'll figure it out. We'll get it.
He listens to you. He really does. He really listens to you.
You guys will love it, though, when I go ape shit on everybody and get us everything we want.
We'll be fired. You'll be, like, escorting us out.
We'll all be in
I
handcuffs.
can see the headlines now. Karen Ashley, Michael Fishman, both fired from their own show due to outrageous contract demands.
Exactly. They won't even list him in the freaking newsletter. It'll be just us.
It'll be us.
Crazy.
And they'll be like, they demanded a house in upstate New York, and they demanded that we have a studio built for them, and they wanted to fly back and forth every week, and they wanted it all to be on us. And we're like, okay, you said we were moving.
Fine. Here's the other compromise. I don't get my studio in Auburn, then fine. I expect a bus because I got to be going home. And I am not fucking flying.
How about I get you some gas money?
Tell me you're going to come up with a video game.
How about I get you some gas money and some per diem? Will you take it?
Actually, you know what, though? I'd actually really love to live in Vegas. Or not maybe in Vegas, but out in the area, like, it's a little less populated. And I liked it. It reminds me of Arizona. I really, really love Arizona. So Vegas is kind of like, I liked that a lot better.
Okay. Well, we'll see what we can do, Diva.
I hear things are less expensive there.
Right, exactly. Oh, my God. If we all lived in Vegas, we'd live in a castle.
No, if you live here, you live in castles. And
yeah, but we'd all end up divorced.
Right. Vegas is the Sin City, honey. It would be bad. I kind of like my hustle and bustle, and I like my relationship. So, Jeffrey, I don't know what to tell you.
Look, I ain't saying y'all got to move here. It's fine. Y'all could be there. We'll just be remote. I'm bitch on the move. I'll take the title from Katrina.
There you go. Well, we have a huge announcement, like a really huge announcement today.
And nobody picked up on it.
Nobody. I'm shocked. Like, it involves the divorce and the replacement of Lord Voldemort. We have officially found a replacement. I am just, like, busting at the seams, Jeffrey.
I know. I think, so, Michael Fishman, what are you doing with your life these days? You got any new projects you're working on?
Well, I got a few things. I'm working on some scripts, and I'm working on some projects, but, I've kind of opened up some time because there's this really good radio show that's been going on that seems to get my attention quite a bit, and I think I'm going to be sticking around a lot longer than anybody anticipated.
Yeah, don't say. Oh, my gosh. Can you give us more details?
Yeah, like, I'm so shocked. What radio show are you talking about?
Well, it doesn't have a name right now. It's being reworked as far as the name goes.
Well, that's true. Okay, so I think I've heard of this no-name show. Do they have, like, a really cute host, like, who used to wear yellow spandex?
That's what I hear. I hear she's unbelievable and even nicer in person.
Oh, my God. Okay, so what was this show formerly named, and I just need to know the details.
Well, I used to visit the show, and it was called Unscripted Radio, but now we're going to take it up another class. We're going to come up with a new name and kind of start over and reshape things, but we'll be just as crazy. They decided to bring in somebody who was more squirrely than the average person they have on the show. And I was told that, they needed a very strange, straight male with a strange background who knows a thing or two about a thing or two, but not a lot about any one particular topic. So I thought, I fit that bill.
Oh, my gosh. So, Michael Fishman, are you saying that you are going to be the new co-host of Unscripted Radio?
I'm saying I'm brand new, I'm in, and I'm good to go.
Oh, my God, I could just bet. Like, I totally am Stranger One.
I'm Stranger Moisture.
Joe, I just want you to know we're far enough across the country that did not cross any lines, Joe. We're good to go.
There was no stranger lines crossed. Woo, that was a close one. Michael, we are so excited to have you on the show. You just don't even understand. I think you're going to bring a different dynamic than what we had before. I think you're a wonderful person, and you're kind of like us. You know a whole lot about nothing, and we're all going to be we're all going to be besties by the end of all of this. I can just feel it.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I got to tell you, Fishy, you got to look out for that Karen, though. She's a tough one.
I know she's tough. Anybody who gets stabbed in the back by a crew and steps up and just handles her business, that's a good business person. I'll stick with her anytime.
Oh, thank you. We did have a replacement crew the very next day, so I will say I'm good in a pinch.
And it just holds true. And I loved in the chat room, they're all going nuts. They're all super excited. And they were like, okay, I love the fact that you replaced Lord Voldemort with somebody with the same name, so all we have to do is switch out the pictures. If you've been recast with a better model, motherfucker, sit on that one, you son of a bitch.
Let me upgrade you.
I'm hoping it works like last time, because the last time I replaced somebody, the thing I moved to took off. So that's what I'm thinking.
Right. Well, you know that you are obviously on Unscripted Radio now. You're obviously going to be on Unscripted Reality. It's going to be a pretty adventurous ride, Fishy, and we can't wait to take that ride with you because you're such a good person, and I just really think that is really going to bring in listeners that I wouldn't bring in, Jeff wouldn't bring in, Katrina wouldn't bring in. You bring in a whole nother demographic. So I can't wait. I cannot wait.
It's so exciting.
Well,
2 chicks, a gay, and a fish.
That is true. and 3 former child stars. That's funny. We all see that problem.
I'm fucking surrounded by crazy motherfuckers. That's what's up.
See, you just figured it out now. It's too late. You're already in. You've invested. You're stuck. You're stuck with us.
Yeah, I know. Like, he's so stuck. It's not even funny.
I know. Well, how lucky am I? Like, honestly, like, you guys were all child stars. I'm like this know-nothing kid who, like, had this little idea. And now, here I am, sitting here on a show with 3 child stars that I've seen as a child. It's kind of trippy, and I really feel like the luckiest fag in the whole wide world.
Isn't that cute? He thinks he's lucky. We don't sleep. We're all strange, and we grew up in a crazy business, and he thinks he's lucky. That's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
We're going to corrupt your ass before it's all over with, Jeffrey.
I think I'm probably going to end up corrupting you bitches. See, that's what you fail to recognize.
He's
I'm the devil.
He's one of us all. Like, he should have been the child star.
Look, and I blame my mother. Her and I have long conversations about this, how I'm still hostile, that she didn't take me out to Hollywood, but she was like, I didn't want to be a stage mother. I was like, what's wrong with you? We could have had some dough for a little while.
That's funny. Well, you know what's funny, though, is that Katrina Johnson, when she finds out, she is in China. For those of you who don't know, she will be in China for the next week and a half. So we are going to, be covering everything for her. But when she gets back, she is going to pee her pants because Michael Fishman is her radio husband. She has claimed him, like, a long ago.
Easy, not husband. Easy.
Boyfriend.
Easy, don't get me in trouble. I'm trying to stay married.
I ain't messing up. All right, radio boyfriend, which is actually kind of good because Katrina's a crazy child, so don't worry. Your wife has nothing to worry about. I can give her a long list of people that take Katrina's time.
I know. How bad is that? This bitch is in China and she has no clue what's going on.
None.
And I don't think she's got one of those satellite blowers, so, like, I can't even get a hold of her for a fucking...
Right.
I'm so sad.
You go to a communist country, you don't know what's going on in the rest of the world. That's just what happens.
Right, exactly. I'm sure she will send us something. She'll tweet. She'll do something at some point. She's not going to be out of for long.
Send her a smoke signal.
Send her a Dolphin telegram.
True. Well, guys, I have another major announcement for next week that we just got confirmation on. We've got a very important guest that's coming on the show on Monday. Jeffrey, do you want to let the cat out the bag, or do you want me? You can do it if you want to.
Okay. So I hope I got this right because I'm going to be so embarrassed if I'm wrong. But so I had a nickname around here, and I have to say, me and this bitch are going to have a few words when she comes on the show. Because I am the pink Power Ranger meat. So this bitch going to step up in my house and talk about its morphin' time with her pterodactyl bullshit. We're going to have some words.
Uh-oh.
So if you haven't put 2 and 2 together, I'm trying to draw this out because I want them all to freak out in the chat room because they're thinking it's the other one and it's really not.
Right.
It's not Amy Jo. It's Catherine Sutherland because, frankly, I like her better. Just saying.
Wow.
So Catherine Sutherland will be here on Monday. I can't wait to talk to her about the pink spandex and dating Tommy Oliver. It's going to be such a hoot.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, it's going to be such a hoot. She's so excited to come on the show. It's her first time on Unscripted Radio, so we're going to completely corrupt her. And I will say this. We moved Nakia Baree. She's actually going to be on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. And it's just going to be amazing. I'm telling you guys, I promised you a Power Ranger a week. I mean, I have not failed you yet. So you need to go and post it on your Facebook walls. You need to tweet about it that Catherine Sutherland will be here on Monday, ready to take your calls, ready to chit-chat. And if you guys want to call in now and talk to Michael Fishman and ask him any questions about joining the Unscripted Radio cast, feel free to do so. He is open for questions.
Basically, I had to tie him down, beg him, cry, please, and then he kept saying no, so I called Roseanne, because we're like that. And she called and threatened to chop his nuts off.
Uh-oh. But you know what I loved? The minute he decided to sign on and become one of us crazies, he immediately started contributing. And he sent us this email last week that had this crazy topic. Michael, you have to tell people, because this is our topic for the day that we're going to talk about. But tell them and tell us about that email you sent us.
Well, I have two, so you're going to have to tell me which
perfect.
one.
Well, it was the one about genetics and something crazy.
Yeah, this is what I do when I don't sleep. I read crazy articles. But this is the first genetically modified humans were created, and this story came out last week. 30 healthy babies were born after a series of experiments in the United States, and there's 2 babies that they've tested that they found contain the genes from 3 parents instead of 2. There's 3 different sets of DNA. And so,
wait, I'm sorry, what?
That is crazy.
30 living babies that have 3 sets of DNA within their DNA cells. So they contain genes from 3 separate parents, 2 female and 1 male. And so
wait, can we do 2 males? So can me and Joe actually be fathers of 1 kid?
Well,
I think you gotta have a female gene in there.
Well, so far what's happened is, what they've done is they've taken women who couldn't conceive children on their own because they had a problem with their eggs, with their mitochondria. And what they did is they took healthy mitochondria from a donor and implanted it in their eggs to make them fertile, and then the husband gets involved, and now you have 3 sets of DNA in 1 child. But the thing that begs the question is, how is this going to affect the rest of the human population? Because you're going to have extra genes. You have 30 babies now. If every one of those kids had potentially 2 kids, which is about the average, in a generation, that's 60 people with 3 forms of DNA. One more generation, you're looking at 120 people out there who have this extra strain on their DNA. What's the impact
crazy.
for us as a society, as a species?
Right. I want to revisit this story in 20 years and see if these people turned into mass murderers or something crazy.
I was thinking geniuses, or it would be the next race of human civilization.
Well, that's part of it. I mean, they're talking about trying to. Another study that the same doctor is doing is they're trying to isolate specific genes with the idea that someday you can pick super strong human beings or super smart human beings or create genetically superior humans. But, that it begs the question of, are we crossing the line, and have we come to a point where we're outpacing our own science?
Right. It's almost scary because I see where I'm on, it's I'm totally torn on this situation, because in one instance, you're helping a woman who probably couldn't have a baby on her own, so they figured out a way to help her have her baby with her egg, and, genetically this is her child. It's not like a surrogate or anything like that, but then it's almost like you're playing God, and you're throwing in, you're kind of rolling the dice and throwing in this extra set of DNA, and you really don't know how that's going to turn out. You don't know, they don't know side effects or anything like that.
Well, we're about to find out.
I know.
If all of a sudden these babies start levitating shit, I'm out.
Right. How is nobody else being smarter than us and creating a better reality show and better radio show, and then we're out of the jobs that we need?
Oh no, we got 18 years on those babies.
Really?
We got a little time.
So I have a question, Fishy. Maybe you can answer this. So if the baby that has the 3 sets of genes in it, right? Okay, let's say it ends up having the same problem as the mother. and it's a daughter, and they inject a third set of genes into her egg, does that mean the baby is going to have 4, 5?
The potential is there that could happen because
you see what I'm trying to say? I know I didn't explain it well.
No, it makes sense. What's happening now is DNA actually has like a little extra like gene trail off to one side.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the potential's there if they had the same kind of genetic problem as far as conceiving goes. If you did the same process with that kid, it could have 4 types of DNA potentially.
What the? Like, that's scary. Like, to
just...
me, I think it opens the door. Like, it's almost like Pandora's box of, like you said, it could be like some super strong human. It could be like some kind of horrible mutation. Like, it's almost like these sci-fi movies we've watched for years, like when you've seen like the Hulk and different things that like where they played with the genetics of someone, It's just so strange.
Well, and that's from the article. That's what a British doctor said. Is he goes, this would never happen in our country, which is the easy thing to say because of course it happened in the United States. It happened at St. Barnaby's in New Jersey. And it's interesting because this idea that you start altering DNA, the question is where does that end?
Right.
What's the natural conclusion? And we don't know what the outcome is. I mean, having 3 strands of DNA essentially has never happened to our knowledge.
Right.
That extra hang on, you got a tail on your DNA. What's the outcome of that going to be?
Right. Like, it's scary. And then it's not even like they did one. They already did, like, how many, 30-something babies? Like,
yeah, there's 30 of them, and that's the thing, is there's 30 of them out there. And it was interesting because the professor's name is Cohen. And he said, one of the things that happens to him a lot is people have been coming up to him, and he's had at least 3 individual offers and people wishing to create clones of a child they already had.
Oh, no.
Which,
see, I kind of get weary when people start playing God, when doctors start. I'm all for, like,
every movie
how they say.
They've done that. Those babies come out the devil. Every movie you watch, those babies end up evil. I'm just saying people so wait, what? Oh.
I just think that it's one of those situations where it's such an unknown, like, really, like, we want to take the chance of figuring it out. Like, I guess our mind, we grow in science, and like, there's obviously controversial treatments for like, different diseases, and they want to do, like, they kind of play with genetics in that way to help people get cured of diseases. But we've never, like you said, created like a baby, or and it's like now this baby's going to grow up, and obviously we don't know who that baby is. It's going to probably be kept secret. And did any of the articles talk about any of the backlash of like what people thought once this was released?
Only the initial stuff of people have questions about it, and other scientists are alarmed by the idea, but no specific backlash. It was a news story from the Daily News in the UK.
Wow.
So it was funny part is I haven't really heard anything in the United States about it.
Nope.
Right.
Well, I'm sure that's something that our people probably don't want to get out, and I'm kind of curious to know how the baby's development is going. Like, are they doing things
like
quicker, slower? Like, what's going on? Like, how is their development as they're aging working? Is anything different? Is there anything outside the normal? And let's say that baby gets together with the baby from the mother who let the other lady use her DNA. Is that incest?
Right.
I'm just curious.
Well, no, I mean, and there's all kinds of questions there, too, because if you start looking at it, you have 3 sets of DNA now. That means there's 3 sets of DNA that could have a conflict with others.
Right.
I mean, when you have kids, one of the things that you start doing is you start looking at, my genetics, her genetics, our genetics, how do they interact? Is there the potential for a bad disease? Is there, for some of these kids, what happens if, it sounds good now because somebody who couldn't have kids has a baby.
Right.
But on
what
the
is
flip side of that.
Yeah,
what happens when they're 30 or 40 years old and they get some new disease that no one's ever had before from the combination? I don't know. For me, there's always this thing in the back of my mind that if you can't have kids naturally, somewhere in the universe, whether you're a religious person or a secular person, why don't you just adopt? There's a lot of good kids out there who need a home that have no one.
Right. That's my thought. Like, I'm always like, why do we have to push the boundaries of things that, you know, and even if, let's say we did this, we did push the boundary. Why was the boundary pushed 35 times when it could have been pushed once, and we could have watched this child over the next 5 to 10 years to see what the heck happened? Like, it's almost like, aren't there laws? Aren't there, like, I don't know, doesn't someone govern science? Like,
well,
it's
I'm
kind of
sure
crazy.
that part of this study, the babies I'm sure they're watching those babies like hawks, and those babies have to spend part of their life under a microscope. There's no way that they're not, because you can't create something like that and just be like, okay, let me know how it works out. I'll catch you in 18 years.
If they're still making more, the problem is if you're making more, like say it takes 10 or 15 or 20 years to see the problem. In 20 years, how many of these babies will there be?
Right. Right, because it's already, like, I think once it's done, and here we are, a whole, like, and, like, it's probably all in the same neighborhood. Like, the chances of them crossing paths are pretty, you know, pretty significant. Like, that's just the way the world works, you know. That's so crazy. I wonder, what are people in the chat room saying? Are they saying anything about it? Like, I really think they're trying to create, like, this superhuman species or something.
It's kind of crazy.
Like they're making Power Ranger babies.
Maybe we'll actually have a real superhero. I mean, it's kind of curious to see what's going to happen. Like, I definitely want to keep tabs on the story, especially if we all survive December 2012. I'd like to see what's going to happen next.
Oh, my God. Okay,
I
so
just read something about that. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, this crazy nut, I'm going to still be here because I'm going to have a job that's serious. I don't know about you. I'll take your share if something happens to you. We'll split it amongst us, Michael.
Excuse me, I want an ironclad contract and my percentage goes to my mama.
Not
Sorry,
Joe.
Joe.
Gotta respect that. I like that.
Wow, poor Joey.
If you don't take care of my mother and Joey, I'm going to come hunt your ass.
Oh, I know. I got your mama. I got her. She's good. So see, this is the thing about adding Michael Fishman to the playlist. It's like we would have never done a show about this. We are too like not even smart enough to find that type of story. I love it.
Well, I had a story that was more risky, shall we say? You know, that I thought maybe you'd like.
Please hit us with it, please.
So I went uber nerd with the first story. So I had to go like, you know, something obscure and semi-sexual with the second story.
Oh.
So I'm you know, I'm reading.
I think I just got stranger moisture. Go ahead.
And so I come across this story that there was August 25th and 26th, there was a live streaming fundraising event in Japan called Erotica Will Save the World.
What?
Yay!
Which was the most bizarre thing to me. But the funniest part of the whole thing is the most popular attraction was the breast fundraiser.
Oh, I love that. I would have won.
They encouraged people to donate to charity. And how did they encourage them? They had them donate money that allowed them to squeeze the breasts of adult film actresses from Japan. And I imagine they probably made a lot of money.
I frankly think it's a genius idea. I tried to sell Katrina and Karen out when we were trying to raise money for the Indiegogo campaign.
He did every chance he could, and we were like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, and nobody would. I have to thank the show. I have to thank the fans, because every show he would go, for $5,000 you can have Katrina's butt. He was trying to pitch our body parts the entire time, Michael. I don't think he would have done that to us. I think we just need to work on Jeffrey.
Yeah, but this is the thing that Jeff doesn't understand. He's never had crazy stalker fans yet. He'll get his share. When he gets his first whack person who drives 6 states to show up at his house and wants to, do some horribly, or the first time he starts getting mail that says correctional facility, I think he'll change his mind about what he's.
I've already gotten that kind of mail. It's okay, really.
Those are the guys he used to date.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, my gosh. I have to tell you, totally whack topic, but because of correctional facility, it made me think. So, everybody listening, I have to say really quick before we go back to the sexual body parts, because I have a question for Fishman. So, over the weekend at the one child's birthday party, you remember a couple weeks ago when Stephanie was on the show and we were talking about how we kind of got accused of murder there and got pulled in the house, and we were talking about the girl that did it? Well, we said her name, and it's like Lord Voldemort, because we said her name, didn't I run into this bitch at the kid's birthday party? Just saying.
Oh.
And she acted like she didn't know who I was, and she was all trying to be nosy, ask questions to me and Joe. I'm like, bitch, you know damn well who I am. Just saying. But she didn't offer me no body parts.
Well, see, then she didn't offer you the right thing. The problem is, if she offered you body parts, would they have been hers or somebody else's?
Oh, this bitch is big. Like, she wasn't cute. Her titties are so weird looking, and she had these mashed up heels on, real rude looking. I mean, they were really not in the right home about. So I'm saying, like, I would probably pay her money to keep her clothes on. So, I mean, I think maybe they could try that fundraiser next. Get a bunch of us big, ugly bitches up there and pay us to keep our clothes on.
So this is my question, since we, got you guys on the show. If there was a contest where you could, grab a body part, what body part would it be? Like, what are you guys? Are you guys, what's your favorite part?
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding, because most of the time men are like boob men, or they're like, leg men, or like they're, like they like a certain part. Some guys like butt. It's just, guys have visual.
Very visual.
Exactly, right?
Jeff, yours will take about 2 seconds. Go ahead and tell her what your part is.
A nice big pinochle.
Oh, we would have never guessed that, Jeffrey. You're so creative. Michael Fishman, you're up.
Oh, man. Whoa, way to throw me right in the fire on the first day. I would say breast. I would say, I don't know. It's going to sound really funny, but the first thing I noticed, and it's going to sound like such a, I'm trying to be super safe, but I like eyes. And it's really funny.
Okay.
Like, I really like eyes, but if I had to grab something, it would have to be breast.
Bitch, if you try to grab somebody's eyeballs, okay, I'm going to have to make a call.
We're going to have to get your wife on the show one day, and she's going to be like, yeah, he was looking at my eyes the whole time. I kept telling my eyes are up here.
Hey,
that's some Hannibal Lecter shit right there. I'm a little concerned.
You can ask my wife. You'll have to ask her sometime. She'll never come on the air. And thank God she never listens to any of the stuff I do.
Right. I know. I don't think any of our significant others listen, which is a great thing.
Oh, no. Joe has been listening. Tonight he's not, though. But he has been on a nightly basis because he's curious as to the shit that we get into. Oh, I spoke too soon because he has officially called in to listen.
He was like, oh, I'm not listening. I'll show you.
He's like, why is he talking about grabbing somebody's pinochle? He was a little concerned. But speaking of pinochle,
it was just a theory. Because I know men, this is my theory, because men are very visual. We're women, we're completely different. Like, we kind of go, I want a guy that's nice to me. I want a guy that I can trust. I want a guy that, makes a lot of money. I mean, it's like women will pick things that are so random, but it's never a guy's body part. Where men are very visual.
Obviously, you haven't met Katrina.
Right, because Katrina, her thing is, I want a guy who wears spandex. Like, come on, like, it's crazy. But I think at the end of the day, like, she wants someone who is, it's going to be an emotional thing that connects her to a man.
Quarters. Look at now. I have to say, like, maybe I'm really a girl trapped inside this big ass body of mine.
Maybe.
Because I definitely am more like the girls. Like, I don't need the visual; it doesn't really work for me. Like, I need mental stimulation, and if you can't do that, we're in some trouble.
Right.
Well, I think it's interesting because I think the initial thing for males is visual because I think that's just the nature of men. But I would tell you, guys want relationships too. As much as we all talk about, oh, look at that girl. Look, if you did a lineup 3 hours later of beautiful women, the guy probably couldn't pick out the one he was staring at 5 hours ago. I mean, guys just move on so fast. Guys want a relationship with somebody that they can hang out with, and they care whether you're intelligent or whether you're, have a good sense of humor or fun to hang out with. Those things matter. Don't let guys.
I agree with you.
I
completely agree with you.
Yeah, guys.
Even like bad guys, even like the guys who aren't good guys, they ultimately are not good guys because girls won't force them to be a good guy, But it's like they honestly, at the end of the day, end up with the nice girl. Like, it's the most hilarious thing.
Well, because that's the thing about going after what's different from you or what you don't have. People tend to be attracted to opposites, and people can say whatever they want. Guys are extremely visual, but the visual is only a temporary thing. I think that's the thing that catches guys' eyes, the visual, and I think for women there's a specific either character thing or behavioral thing that I think that's the difference in women is that they're so varied. Women are not universal. Guys are just like, oh, there's legs. Oh, it's like when you have little kids and you watch little boys do things like 4-year-old little boys look up a little girl's skirts. I don't care what anybody says. I've never seen a little girl like try to look up a little boy's shorts.
Right. It's
like,
something
like
different
boys,
inside of them.
Yeah, they just naturally curious, Or you see teenage boys standing outside of like stores staring at mannequins. You're like, it's a mannequin, dude. But it's the idea. Until he like turned around, he just saw legs, and he turns back around, and then all of a sudden he realizes, damn it, it's a mannequin.
Right. It's just like that. It's the funniest thing to me how visual men really are. Like, it's like talking to my boyfriend, he always likes, anytime I'm girly, like, it's just like, he likes for me to, get manicures and pedicures. He likes it when I have eyelashes. He likes it when I put on makeup. And he's like, whatever gets you girly, I don't care what it is, as long as it's girly.
Did you tell him you like it when he pays for it, too?
Oh, yeah, he knows.
I have to tell you, I'm getting yelled at by the chat room for not mentioning their point. There's a girl in the chat room, Danielle, who disagrees with you. She said she saw somebody so hot that she wanted to bounce a quarter off his ass. And she had to fight her hand from grabbing JDF's ass. And then James said, just show me a guy with a pulse and we'll talk.
Again, I'm not saying that there aren't individuals or there isn't a person who passes you that women check out men, but on a whole, like there's no magazines where it's just males' butts or just males' legs. There's lots of magazines. You got magazines that are just women's feet. Now, feet are not beautiful to me. Feet are utilitarian, but there are men who get all excited just by the sight of somebody's feet. I've never heard that from a woman who goes, oh, he had the fastest feet I've ever seen.
Right. Yeah, we're talking as a whole. Like, most of the time, like, you think about it, like, there are no magazines with, like, there's the whole Victoria's Secret model magazine because men like to see just as much as, like, women will shop and try to pick out things for our man, so our man will look at us in this sexy lingerie, And
Michael,
men like to look at that magazine as well.
Michael, we need to start a sexy clothing lingerie line for the men.
It won't sell the same way, though, because, first of all, guys aren't going to buy the magazine because they certainly don't want to look at other men in their underwear. Like, that's just not going to happen.
Men
as a
look at
mass
men
group.
will look at male porn. That's all that is. You're not gonna want to look at no magazine of a man in
I didn't say I was gonna sell it to the straights.
Well, see, why are you asking a straight man to help you make a gay magazine?
Because he could be the model, and we'll sell that shit'll come flying off the cover. Look, and speaking of which, Michael, you know, we ask everybody on the show.
Maybe you can pimp you already, Michael. He's already starting to pimp you the way he pimps us. You are now officially a member of Unscripted Radio.
Well, no, not yet. Michael, we have a question that we've been asking every male on the show, and you're not.
Bring it.
How many quarters?
What was it?
How many quarters?
How many quarters?
How many
Because
quarters?
see, this is the thing. I'll set up the story. Lord Baltimore, the gentleman who's been banished from Unscripted Radio, he was nicknamed Donkey because, well, he had a pet donkey. So we've always been obsessed with donkeys. And the way that you can measure your donkey, your pet donkey, is you can do the quarter measurement. If you lined up quarters, how many quarters would your donkey be?
Now, are they laying down or they're stacked? See, this is my mind.
They're laying down, bitch. You got to lay them over the top of it.
We're laying them down.
I don't know. This is one of those questions. It's like several. I don't know. I have to see it.
You can get back to us tomorrow, and you can measure it tonight. You have homework.
Great. My wife's gonna be ecstatic. She's gonna walk in and she goes, "What are you doing with those quarters?"
Tell us what you're working with. Show us what you got. You got $1.75 in your pants? What you doing?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Michael,
Got enough for us to get a chalupa?
We'll have to give him some pre-cocktail drinks before he comes on the show, and maybe we'll get the answer.
Drink. It's very upsetting to me. Like, I don't know how to work with you people. You don't drink. You don't do drugs. I'm like, what the hell? I'm gonna have to I don't know.
I don't drink.
Hey, I was this wild with nothing. Can you imagine if I took a whole bunch of stuff? I mean, come on now. The other night when we were joking around and I was messing around and I'm joking and jumping up and down and giving you a hard time about clothes and complaining and all this stuff. Can you imagine if I was on something?
That's true. I'm usually on 10. Can you imagine if we mix some drugs and alcohol into this? It'd be a horrible thing.
I'm just saying, I'd start talking so fast nobody would understand anything I said, and I'd get all excited, and it would be ugly.
So you'd be like Katrina. I love that bitch.
Katrina slurs when she's drunk.
I look at it this way. I grew up in a place that looked like Scared Straight. So, people did shit, you know? You see shit when you grow up in this business.
Right.
You know.
That's true. Maybe that's why we are the way we are, Michael, because we did see things at a young age that we were like, I don't want to do that. Like, it was almost like you were scared straight.
See, I had the opposite.
Walking around tweaking. They were tweaking out of their minds.
Yeah.
And I worked on a good stage. Like, there wasn't a lot of stuff, but you knew people did, and I knew people who walked around twitching all the time and moving and never stopped moving. I mean, you can look back. You can see a few people if you know what I'm talking about. There are people moving and shaking and licking their lips, doing all this stuff. You think I wanted to end up like that?
See, I have the opposite problem. I didn't see any of that as a child, ever.
Wow.
Not at all. So I think that's why I went to the opposite. Like, I ain't see nobody, so everybody was fine in my life. So shit, I went to bullshit and party. Or no, I'm sorry, party and bullshit.
But you know what? You came out of that. Like, you don't do that anymore. You're so much more tamed.
Oh, not like I used to.
You went to the dark side. Yeah, you went to the dark side and you came back over here to hang with the squares.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Hang with the squares. Oh, easy. I was the guy.
Well, no, we're hoping your quarters, your rounds. I'm dying. And after tomorrow's show, before Nakia comes on, Nakia's coming on first, right? So she's going to love that. So I'll wait till after Nakia leaves. to find out your homework. Oh, and the other question is we need to know how many tablespoons.
Oh, God.
Tablespoons? See, now this is what's wrong with me, is I'm such a curious individual. Tablespoons, I'm lining them up next to each other, or what the hell's the deal?
No, the tablespoon is okay. If you ever watch
units of measurement, for fuck's sake.
No, because listen, I was watching The View one day, and I have this obsession with Joan Rivers. I love this bitch. I want to be Jeffrey Newface, and she can be Grandma Newface. If I don't get to meet her before she dies, I'm going to be one pissed off fag.
Yeah,
but
I'll be mad too.
Yeah, she was on The View, and she was like, "Ladies, be careful." She's like, "Sperm, 2 tablespoons, 7 points on Weight Watchers." I mean, you should have seen Barbara Walters' face. So ever since then, I'm like, I got to be careful. I can't be taking care of that because there's too many points. I'd rather have ice cream or something. So,
hey, you live longer when you're happy. That's all I'm going to say. You live longer when you're happy.
She's dying right now. She's in the chat room asking what is wrong with me. She's a little concerned. But, yes, so that's your homework for tonight, Mikey. After you figure out how many quarters you got, figure out how many tables.
That's the next assignment.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to call Saturday and harass Jake and find out from him. But I know he likes to say he's a grower, not a shower, so I'll be like, okay, so you're 2.5 quarters? Bitch went with like 75 cents.
Right. And on that note, we need to know, we will find out from Michael Fishman. You've got to tune in tomorrow to find out how many quarters and how many tablespoons. We'll see if Michael Fishman actually even does his homework. We will have Nakia Maurice at the top of the show, and then we will have craziness at the second half of the show. So please take a little time to enjoy the radio. Michael Fishman, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
QSR.
So excited.